folks, King's Drummer here, and I'm going to do another vinyl video for you. The latest stuff I got. I'm going to start off by something I received in the mail recently from a VC member, Panics 1960. We all know him more or less as Rob from Boston. This all started on a conversation or comment I put on one of his videos saying that I hadn't started any David Bowie in my vinyl collection, and he told me I was welcome to an extra album of David Bowie's that he had, a copy of Station to Station, which I thought was real nice of him. And he went and sent it to me, and I got it yesterday. And there it is. David Bowie, Station to Station. Actually, take it out of the sleeve here, so you can see it a lot better. There we go, that's better. And that's what he sent me. His extra copy of Station to Station. This is the first David Bowie album I have in my collection. I listened to this last night, and it's a great album. Real good stuff. The opening song, Station to Station, like he told me in an email, you know, there's some tempo changes in that song. The first song, Station to Station. Really good. And he also gave me a heads up on the very last song on here, Wild is the Wind. Great vocal performance by Bowie on that song. I always knew Bowie had a great voice, but when I heard the last track, Wild is the Wind, it's the best singing I've heard from him. I've yet to get more albums from Bowie, but I really enjoyed his vocal performance on that song. Such a great album, start to finish. And I thought it was real nice of Rob to send this to me. Not only is he an awesome VC member, he's also a real good friend and a real sweetheart of a guy. So thanks, Rob, for sending it to me. This is awesome. And he didn't stop there. He also sent me some CDs too. As we all know, Rob's a Zeppelin fan, and I like Led Zeppelin as well. So he sent me a bunch of Zeppelin bootlegs, and that was real nice of him. This is a 3 CD set of Led Zeppelin touring Japan in 1971. Well, there's a different dates that were on there, but I think. But what's great about the compilation he sent me was that, you know, there's a lot of acoustic numbers in that set in Japan 71, and so I get to hear a lot of acoustic Zeppelin as well as full-on electric Zeppelin. So really fantastic. And he sent me another Zeppelin bootleg from 1977. The first night Zeppelin toured Los Angeles at LA Coliseum in 1977. See if I got an accurate date here. June 21st, 1977. I love that picture from the page. See, this is also a 3 CD set with a lot of music on it. Zeppelin, obviously, through some long concerts. I had just started listening. I got this yesterday. I just started listening to this today at work. The first 2 discs of this set, and powerhouse. Just absolutely powerhouse, kick-ass live Led Zeppelin. Song remains the same, Stick Again, Nobody's Fault but Mine, Over the Hills Far Away, Since I've Been Loving You in the Quarter. That's just the first CD, and that one blew me away. Disc 2 got into more of the acoustic numbers. I heard about a little over half of the second disc, and I'm going to listen to the third one tomorrow. But so far, what I've heard is amazing. So big thanks to Rob. And the last thing he sent me was like a little added thing, a CD sampler from Epitaph. This is the winter, fall 2011 CD sampler. There's a lot of different bands on here, different types of songs, different types of music. So really interested to get into that. So real nice of Rob to send me these things. 6 Zeppelin CDs, this sampler, and the Bowie album. Big thanks to Rob. That was real nice of him, and Rob's got a package coming to him very, very soon. Okay, now I'm going to go with the vinyl finds I had from last week. I'm just now getting a chance to show them here online. My favorite local vinyl store, which is called Replay Records. The owner has fallen on hard times. He's having trouble paying his rent. to his lease, so it looks like he might be out of business. So he had a vinyl sale to try to keep his head above water, and he was selling a lot of his vinyl at 50% off. And so I went in there and spent some money. Hopefully it'll help keep him open so he won't close, because it was my favorite store. So here's some of the stuff I bought from him, and we're going to start with this one, Santana's first album, self-titled. Has Evil Ways on here, and just a great album. And this particular album is in real good condition. The jacket is pretty much in mint condition, and vinyl is just as clean. I actually just started spinning this today, and just amazing. I always dug Santana when they just start jamming. It's usually my favorite part, is when they just let their hair down and just start jamming and let it rip. And there's some great jam sessions on here. They were a great band, well, still are they, and I'm real glad to have that record. I figured, you go to a vinyl store, and if he's going to give you 50% off, might as well start with a band you don't really listen too much of. And Frank Zappa and the Mothers, Overnight Sensation. I snatched this one off for 50% off. I think he was selling it for $8. I got it for $4. The Santana one was like $10. I got it for $5. I started listening to this. Funny record. It's a funny record. It's unusual, but it's Zappa. What do you expect? There's the gatefold and the other part of the gatefold. Real cool stuff. Zappa, I really love his arrangements. So if you're a drummer in this band, you really had your hands full, because time signatures all over the place, weird unison parts with the keyboards and the guitar and the percussion. I mean, he really writes some out there arrangements, but I guess he's known for being weird. But this is a fun album. The lyrics are real funny, and the arrangements are really out there, just like the music, but a real enjoyable record. So I was hoping to find the album One Size Fits All to start off my Zappa collection, but I've been having trouble tracking that down in stores, so I just decided I was going to start here. So this is my first Zappa record. There's many more to come. And I decided to get a classic. Might as well load up on the classics since there's such a great sale for % off of vinyl. So I got Van Halen's first record. And well, we all know this. We all know the story here. Running with the Devil, James crying, You Really Got Me. But besides the ever so popular classics, I like On Fire, I'm the One, Little Dreamer, Atomic Punk. Those are really my favorite songs. Why? Because I don't hear them very often, and they're never on radio, so those are always my favorite ones to listen to. So. And Eddie Van Halen, once everyone heard Eruption, that pretty much started a trend in guitar playing in the 80s. So every 80s hair metal band guitarist tried to sound like Eddie. It was ridiculous, but that was a real trend-sending record as far as guitar. Okay, on a sell like this, I thought, well, this is the opportunity to discover bands that I'm not familiar with. I've heard a lot of here in the VC. And so I bought 2 records from a band that I'm just now getting into, which is called Tangerine Dream. And the first record I bought from them, a real nice one too, it's called Rubicon, called Tangerine Dream. And I like this album cover. Real simple picture, but I really like it. And this, I don't know if you can tell in here, but this jacket is in a real high gloss finish, real nice. The jacket is like in great condition, as well as the record. And I love the sound on this record. Amazing music on here. Space rock, of course. All instrumental keyboard music, but some fantastic sounds on here, and it really puts you on another planet and really take you on a voyage. And that's what I love about this album, Rubicon. And I also like the label on here. It has one of these really, well, a Virgin label. And I love the look of this label. I'll just give you a look at it here. That is awesome. You can tell this is something from 1971. I love that old version of Playboy. It looks so cool. And like I said, you know, some great sounds on here. I want to get more Tangerine Dream albums like Ricochet or Alpha Centauri. I forgot how to say it. I was really pleased with this album. I listened to it a couple times already, and you know, the owner of Replay Records, where I bought these records from, I asked him if he was familiar with the band, and he just says, you know, they're only good to space rock and a lot of instrumental keyboards. He goes, well, all it's good for is this luring you to sleep. I kind of disagree with him. I think it's an awesome record, and I look forward to more Tangerine Dream records. The second Tangerine record I got was a live recording. It's called Logos. Recorded in London. Recorded at the Dominion in London, 1982. Some pictures there in the back. Good record. I can't say I like Rubicon more, but still some great stuff on here. I think that song, because they do a lot of soundtracks, Tangerine Dream, and I could have swore I heard a song they did for the motion picture Risky Business on here. I could have swore, I might be wrong because I'm not really that knowledgeable about Tangerine Dream, but I could have swore I heard it on here. But like Rubicon, you know, they put you on another planet with their keyboard arrangements. And some really good stuff, so I really enjoyed it. So, Tangerine Dream. Gonna be loading up on more of their records for sure. Something kind of in the same sort of sound, kind of an experimental instrumental music. This one's from Brian Eno and David Byrne. My Life, Bush Ghosts. I really loved this album. Every song on it is amazing. I mean, it's all instrumental music, it's all experimental. But some great stuff on here. I mean, they used a lot of sampling, a lot of voice sampling from TV, like foreign TV shows, interviews, whatever, over a lot of funk and world music. Really great stuff on here, and you can hear the influences between Eno and Byrne. I guess this was recorded around the time Talking Heads was either recording or already released Remaining Light, so you can kind of hear the influence on here from those albums on here. But this one's evidently more experimental, and it's a great album. I've heard it a couple of times already, and you always learn something different that you didn't hear the first time, so there's always something new to discover. Fantastic record. I can tell this is going to be one of my favorites for a long time. It's great stuff. One of my favorite R&B bands from back in the day, and I really love half of this album. Earth, Wind & Fire, Rays, and I love the gatefold picture. Always thought that was such a neat gatefold picture. But the most popular song on here obviously is Let's Groove Tonight. And when it was first released when I was 11 or 10 years old, yeah, I dug the song. As I got older, you know, I realized this was just a really good band looking for a hit. But it was still a good song. But I love side 2 of this record. Just some great stuff. You Are a Winner, I Had Enough, Want to Be With You, Changing Times. Some good stuff on here. And they were always one of my favorite bands. From back in the early 80s, late 70s. Their music had a message, good instrumental music on a lot of their albums. Not only are they doing R&B, but they're also doing blues, they're doing gospel, they're doing Brazilian music. So a lot of variety in Earth, Wind & Fire's sound, and this album was a real good album, so real glad I got that. I'm glad I went to a 50% off sale to get this record because I didn't realize this album existed on vinyl. So when I went to the store, he gave me a discount. Normally it was like $21. He sold it to me for like $9. And I never, like I said, I never knew this was on vinyl, so I'm real happy to have this in my collection. It's Genesis Live, The Way We Walk, Volume 1, The Shorts. And what they mean by that is, you know, there's two types of Genesis songs. There's a real long real long epic tunes like First the Fifth and Cinema Show. And then of course there's the short radio singles. Well, they decided to divide their live recordings in half, the shorter songs and the longer songs. And Volume 2 was the longs. And really, I prefer to have the longs than the shorts, but the shorts weren't bad. And this is actually a really good album. A great live version of the song Mama on here from the early 80s Genesis era. And, you know, this actually sounds really good on vinyl through my stereo. I know this is not everyone's favorite era of Genesis because it's Invisible Touch and Tonight, Tonight, Tonight. And No Son of Mine, all those songs are on here. Not everyone's favorite era of the band, but I spun this a couple of times already, and it actually sounds pretty good. I love listening to this, probably because I like these songs so much. But we're real glad to see that on vinyl. I never knew it existed, so I'm real happy when he took so much money off. We got another Genesis record, and it's The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. Probably one of my favorite Genesis studio albums. My all-time favorite Genesis album is Seconds Out. As far as the studio records, this one and Trick of the Tail probably are my favorites. I was going to hold off on buying this because I want to buy the Genesis vinyl set from the years 1970 and 75. But when you take 50% off of The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, how do you say no? So this only cost me like I think $3.50 or something like that. And the vinyl is really clean and it plays so nice. I'm still going to get the box set, but you know, I guess I'll just hold on to this. But you know, I wanted to hold out, but you know, that price was just too good, so I went for it. A lot of my favorite songs on here, which of course is the song "Lamb Lays on Broadway," "Fly on a Windshield" is another great one. "The Lamia" is a great song. "Chamber 32 Doors," which I think Derek featured when he answered his own thread. That's a great song. And "Lily White Lilith." Anyways, it's a great song. So tons of great music on here, and there was such variety on this album. You know, you had some pop songs, you had some fusion, experimental music like what was the name of the song that's right too? Oh, come on, I can't find it. The Waiting Room. The Waiting Room is such a weird song. and that was really experimental. And I never really got the concept of this. The concept is really bizarre, and I never really actually took the time to actually read this story. Maybe I should know. I got this big, humongous vinyl. But my all-time favorite Genesis record. I must have listened to this thing. I've had it on CD for some years. I've been listening to it since I was in my early 20s, and still haven't. Here we are, pretty much 20 years later. And I'm still rediscovering it. This time it's just an absolute classic record. And glad to have it. And this record, we're glad to have. It does feature Phil Collins on here, but as a drummer only. And it's the first solo album from Robert Plant. I think he was at 11. And I do love every song on this album. This is a great album. Probably my favorite song is the very opening one, which is called "Burning Down One Side." Basically, the whole side one I thought was just fantastic. And myself being a drummer, Phil Collins sounds great on here. As a drummer, he sounds fantastic on here. It's always good to hear Phil Collins play rock drumming. Gets away from that Motown and the pop music, and he's just a good rock drummer. He does a fantastic job on here. The songs like "Horse in Detroit" and "Cat Rip," like I've never. "Mystery Hill," I think it's. I don't know. Anyway, I mean, side 1, side 2. He's featured on every song except for 2: "Slow Dancer" and "Like I've Never Been Gone." Those which are carried by another drummer, whose name escapes me right now. But great record, some fantastic drumming. I think I'm gonna like make a digital copy of this and just play along to it with headphones because I really want to learn these beats. Okay, the last record of this collection. Got a little tongue-tied on that last record, on that last showing there. Big fan of live albums. Very big fan of live albums. And this live record right here is fantastic. And it's a band I really don't listen much to. When they're on the radio, I always listen to them, so I thought it'd be nice to have one of their albums, and I think I got the best one. This is the Allman Brothers Band. Allman Brothers Band live at Fillmore East. I almost said Fillmore West. Live at Fillmore East. Live recording from 1971, and this thing is a whole lot of awesome. It's a gatefold. 2-record set, and this thing is just smoking, the side one just jumps right out of the speakers. Skatesboro Blues, Done Somebody Wrong, and a great version of Stormy Monday. Oi, just an awesome live recording. This band really knew how to stretch its feet out and jam, and if I'm not mistaken, of course, the front cover features the band. The back cover features the road crew. And I'll zoom in here. If you look at this gentleman here, this guy right here, well, they're all drinking beer, but this guy right here. In the credits, his name is Red Dog. Now, if you ever seen the movie Almost Famous, there's an actor playing someone named Red Dog who was Allman Brothers' roadie. There he is, the legendary Red Dog. So, only a big deal to you if you've seen the movie Almost Famous, or if you're a big fan of the Allman Brothers. So, some great stuff on here. It's on the Capricorn label, which was I'll show you right here, a real cool little pink label. I don't know if this is an original or not. I doubt it, because the record's in such great shape. But just fun album. I mean, I've listened to this a couple of times as well, and it blows me away every time I listen to it. Some great stuff. Well, folks, that's it. I want to say how sad it is that the only cool record store in my town looks like it's going to close. And I hoped I helped them out by buying all these records from them. I'm going to go and buy some more probably later in the week because I get paid in a couple days. Help them out some more. I really don't want to see them close. I think it's a sign of the times. Everybody just steals everything on the internet and just puts it on their iPod or their phone or whatever. And in this town, I noticed no one's really buying the vinyl. And I really hope he stays open because it's my favorite place to go to buy records. The owner's really cool. I love talking music with him because he's so opinionated and so animated when he speaks. Just a blast hanging out with him. Well, anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Once again, thanks to Rob for sending me all this great stuff, and all Zeppelin and Bowie music, and I'll see you all in the next video.